Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Riley, and today we are going to be talking about modular prosthetic limbs and the beauty of them. So let's get right into it. So you might be wondering, what is an NPL? Well, that stands for Modular Prosthetic Limb, and it was actually engineered and created by Johns Hopkins University. It is the most sophisticated upper extremity prosthesis that they have created so far, and it has more than 100 sensors that are capable of effectuating almost all of the movements as the human arm and hand. It comfortably attaches to the joints, and it's very durable, lightweight, it's repairable, and it looks natural. And here we have that modular prosthetic limb in action, and we can see him being able to use those functions, such as being able to grab things, pick them up, and being able to put them back down. And just to further emphasize how unique this modular prosthetic limb is compared to other prosthetics, is that it has a very high degree of dexterity. So it has 17 degrees of freedom along with 26 articulating joints, which basically allows for more complex movement and dexterity within the hand and arm. The limb integrates with the nervous system, so it allows for bidirectional communication, which is when the brains and limbs are communicating back and forth and they're able to send signals back and forth to one another. This is what happens in normal functioning limbs, so it's able to give them back that kind of human experience in a way. This limb also allows for sensory feedback. So in the limb, it uses tactile sensors, which allows for things such as pressure or touch and allows them to feel that. The modular prosthetic limb is also unique in that it is directly controlled by the brain using a brain computer interface. This is different from other prosthetics because those rely purely on mechanical signals coming from muscles. It is also unique in that because of its design, it is able to be reconfigured and tailored directly to the individual and whatever their needs may be. So, I just wanted to go a little behind the scenes and a little look inside the lab. This is Johns Hopkins University. In 2006, they started the Revolutionizing Prosthetics program. And so their aim was basically to restore that function of for individuals who have had amputations or any kind of like limb damage. So I wanted to pull up a real life example of a modular prosthetic limb. And so this is the story of Johnny Mathney, and he is actually the first person to take home the modular prosthetic limb from Johns Hopkins. So this was a year-long opportunity, and this allowed him to determine how the arm functions in real life. In terms of research, it was a really big milestone for Johns Hopkins. The program was able to learn a lot about that prosthetic and how it functions in the natural world and in real life, and they were able to make adjustments and refinements to move on in the future. As for Johnny, he was able to customize the arm, perform movements, and control individual finger movements for things that he wanted to do, and he wanted to play piano. He was able to become more efficient with the use of the MPL over time, and he was able to perform more complex movements with the arm with less variability and less difficulty. And if you were curious about Johnny, here he is playing the piano with his modular prosthetic limb. When I was reflecting and looking back at the technology that was featured in the video, I was very hopeful about the future of prosthetics and for creating enhancements to help people regain their sensory function. I think technology is a huge, huge benefit to us right now, and we are only going up in terms of advancements and in what we're learning. I am very floored by how that limb was able to directly communicate with the brain and and it was able to receive those communications back. I also thought it was incredibly fascinating to see, people like Johnny Mathney regain that sensory function and be able to feel things like pressure and be able to play the piano. So it was honestly, I think it's going to be very, very hopeful future. As for my views on the future of human experience, I don't think that someone who uses a prosthetic is any less human than someone who has fully functioning limbs. I believe that every day our human experience is already very subjective. I don't think having a technology like a limb is going to change that fact. I do feel a little concerned about the accessibility of the devices and the technology. I feel like those who genuinely need the prosthetic should have an opportunity to have one despite whatever class standing they have. And finally, here are my citations. I hope you guys learned a little bit about modular prosthetic limbs, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much.